All right. So, good afternoon, and nice to see you tapped in, Jenna. And yeah, you may hear a little noise in the background. There's a little neighborhood noise. I think it should subside here after a little while. And since it's kind of just us, um, I'm wondering if you may want to do anything certain in the practice today. So if you want to put out a comment and let me know if there's anything that you may want to do in practice, we can dial that up. Yeah. Okay. Not so much, or maybe. Cool. Well, definitely have some ideas for practice. I've been experimenting a little bit with a new breathing technique, and I didn't think that was even possible. Um, need some breath work today. Great. And but yeah, I've been experimenting with this new um, breathing technique, and I think I'll explore that with you guys here today. And it's kind of combines, if you will, a belly breath and a chest breath in a kind of an isolated way, and we'll get to that. What we know, about our belly breathing is that it's cooling and invokes the parasympathetic nervous system. The chest breath is heating and invokes the sympathetic nervous system. And I've just been really feeling uh, like this idea of creating a comprehensive breathing practice that invokes each chamber of breath separately, and through the ability to chamber our breathing, we expand it. And so that's can be super super duper powerful. So we'll explore that. And thanks for joining me here today. I didn't put out any promo at all for this, and that happens every now and then. Just the promo might be a little slow, but I'll be here. Yes, indeed. And so come into a comfortable seated position, and I may scoot just a little closer. Yeah, a little closer with my mat, and yeah, that's the way. And just get comfy. Sink into your seated position here, lengthening the spine, and then give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Just let the upper torso become supple and flowy, a little soft, maybe a little stretch of the arms over the head. Breathe in deep here. Yeah, and then interlace the hands, extend the palms over the head, just a nice stretch to come into a seated position. First inhale. So just float the arms down, but then turn the palms up. Let the shoulders soften, shoulder blades soften. And then the hands float to the thighs, the backs of the hands stay floating towards the blue sky. Mm-hmm. And then breathe into the belly first. So as you initiate the inhale, let the belly expand outward. Little blue to belly. And exhale, belly to the spine. Mm-hmm. Just feel that for a few rounds. Eyes, of course, close. And then now inhale into the chest and draw the belly to the spine. And of course, just gently exhale and just continue that rhythm. So inhaling into the upper chest, belly to the spine. And just release the breath from modification here. Just return to kind of a normal, rhythmic, but shallow breathing. Just relax into the breath. Relax the body and allow that to enter into a state of presence. Within the observation of the moment overrides experience, if you will. Not in any way to deny experience, but it just is a larger component of your awareness. And then allow for the Samkalpa to come in, the intention, the soul and promise. And just gently float the hands to prayer at the heart here. And just feeling. Chant a couple of ohms, then invocation mantra. And we'll begin our little brief asana. So exhale the breath completely, and then inhale here. And again, another inhale. Ashtavinchani Shivani Shadmani Saha Yogan Bhajantu Me Yogan Prapadye Ksheman Chak Ksheman Prapadye Yogan Cha Namo Ahoratrabhyam Astu. And then let's inhale again for Om. So mantra is an appeal to the Great Spirit, and it says, may we become accomplished in the practices of yoga, and may we be happy. And then let this body, which is made of the 28 planets, the 28 tattvas of the universe, be fully engaged in the practices of yoga. And through that engagement, we ask that we're protected. And by being protected, may we remain engaged in yoga. Om. Ah. So just gently let the hands go down to the side. Eyes open. Inhale, float hands and arms overhead. Really subtle here. Exhale, float hands to the heart. Inhale here at the heart. Exhale, float the hands forward and down and open, like so. And then inhale, sweep. Breathing very slowly, very mindfully. Exhale, hands to the heart. Just beginning to condition body, mind, spirit complex here of presence and motion. Inhale, breath. Exhale, float hands forward. Palms turn open and then sweep up on that last inhale. And then exhale, just the right arm down. Right arm floats down and then just lean over to the right, ground the hands, stretch the side body. Oh, and just reach, reach, reach. Yeah, I might even bend a little deeper into it. Oh, yeah. Breathe very deeply. And then turn the side ribs into a little bit of an arc. And then just bend the elbow to the back of the head. The hand goes. And then breathe deep. Yeah. And then inhale, sweep hand and arm up. Exhale, release it down. And then switch it out. Float this right arm up. Exhale it over. Oh, and just reach, reach, reach. Open up here. Stay with the breath. Hand to the back of the head. Breathe in. Oh. And then inhale, float on up. And exhale, gently release the hand and arm down. And I'm going to need to make a little bit of an executive decision here, guys, because it's starting to rain. And everything is exposed out here. And I love the rain. And I think I'm going to take a moment here and do a little reset. So give me a minute. We'll stay online here, but I'm going to take a moment and recalibrate this. Just like that, magically, we're inside. Yeah, so thank you guys. I know that it's not going to last. The rain won't last. But it was coming down. And so we're in the abode. We're in the cosmic abode. And so we'll just go with this for now. So thank you for your patience with me always. And so let's just go back into our practice. Yeah, so we're here, back into seated position. And then bring the hands to the knees here. And then just inhale, float forward. And then exhale, round and draw back. I talk on occasion about this practice of Triputi, merging the breath, the body, and the mind. And so when we can move and breathe, one idea is to connect the endpoints of the breath with the endpoint of the movement perfectly. And so movement and breath begin to sync up, and movement becomes more fluid. And then there's this subtle field of concentration that's happening. And that's really a powerful part of the practice, is concentrating on linking, synchronizing breath and movement. And then there's this, what I call it, this concentrative trance that develops. And then you'll be able to kind of like step one step aside from that and witness the sense of presence that's developing. Yeah. Oh, and then we'll just meet at the top here. Draw the knees up, and we'll come into a figure 4. And so ground the feet here, lift the hips, and take this right foot above the left knee, creating a figure 4, and then set the hips back down. You maybe even scooch the hips a little closer to the heel, belly to the spine here. Oh, yeah. And just breathe. Yeah, let that hip open and kind of track this right knee forward a little bit. And then we'll move with the breath here. So inhale, and then exhale, float the foot and leg down over to the left. And then inhale up. And exhale down. And then one more time, inhale, float on up. Then exhale, float down. Yeah. And then inhale, float on up, and then just gently walk the left foot over to the right. And we know this is Agni Stambhasan, fire log pose. So just come on up into a seated position. You can kind of pivot in such a way where you ground this right hip bone. And then just breathe here. Bring the hands to the feet. Let the spine extend. So sit up nice and tall here. Just breathe deeply. You may want to kind of pivot forward for a little more sensation in the hip if you like. And just stay with the breath. And then gently let the torso go back up, roll back onto the sacrum here, unravel. And then we'll gently switch the figure 4 out. So the left foot above the right knee. Always lift the hips, then sit the hips back down, and then scooch the hips a little closer to the heel for more sensation. And just breathe. And it's, we're just a pretty quick little start to the practice. And then a nice big inhale and exhale. Gently release the foot down over now to the right. Just let that find some mobility. Inhale, flow back up. And exhale over to the right. And then inhale, flow back up. One more time. Exhale down. And then inhale, flow back up. And then walk this right foot over to the left now. And we come into seated position. You can see I'm just going to make a little adjustment to draw the outside of that hip back, and that grounds the sits bones, hands to the feet. I'm just going to scooch back a little bit for viewing purposes, and just lengthened here. Sit nice and tall. Maybe lean a little forward. Yeah. Let that hip soften. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And then gently, float on up here. Rock back onto the sacrum, unravel. And then we'll make our way to tabletop. So just a little bit of asana here to get body a little loose for seated practice and lengthened for breathing practice. So give it the stir of the hips. So just do the barrel rolls of the torso and the body. Let the elbows bend. The head can become involved, and whatever feels good for your body here to move and breathe. Oh, yeah. Whew. And then we'll come into downward facing dog. So down dog, come on up. Stay with the breath here. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. A little wiggling or pedaling of the feet is good. Mm-hmm. And then lift the heels, come up on the tippy toes, and then sink the heart. A little more information for the hamstrings. And then gently release the heels back towards the earth. Oh, yeah. So nice. And put a deep bend in the knees. And then check this out. Step this right foot. It's probably off the mat to the right side. The toes open and release the left knee to the earth here. Yeah, and just kind of sink the pelvis down first. So you're in a really wide stance, essentially. And then just put a little bend in the elbows to sink into the right hip. So just a little thing that way. Open up into the hip. Breathe deeply. And then straighten the arms here and then ground this left hand under the left shoulder. And then inhale, just float the right arm up. Breathe here. And you may want to bend this left knee, capture the foot or ankle, if that's accessible. Breathe in. And a nice big inhale. And exhale, gently release the foot here. This right hand plants, inhale the breath. And then exhale, step back into down dog. So down dog. Breathe in. And then put a little bend in the knees and then step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. The foot opens and then release this right knee down, as you can see again. We're here, and then just bend into the elbows a little bit and just sink into now that left hip. A little harder to see on this side for me, but breathe in. Yeah. And then inhale, straighten the arms, draw this now right hand under the right shoulder, and then inhale, float the left arm up. There's Shiva and Shakti right there. And then put a little bend in that now right knee, capture the foot, little stretch of the quadricep. Breathe deeply, please. Breathe deeply. Yeah. And a nice big inhale. And exhale, gently release the foot here. And then track this left foot back over in a line. So ankle, knee, hip in a line. And back foot steps to the top of the mat. So forward fold here. Feeling into that. And then half lift here. So Ardha, half lift. Lengthen from tail to crown. And a nice big inhale and exhale. Extend out and down again, sinking deep. And then one more half lift Ardha. And then exhale, fold. And then little bend in the knees, and then just step back into down dog here. And then gently release to knees. So we're into tabletop. From this position, check this out. Extend the right leg behind you. Ground the right foot. Balance on the left hand. Right hand sacrum. So we're here. We're familiar position. Just open up and then gently release. Reach this right hand to the sky. And then draw the arm over the head and just turn the side ribs into a crescent moon shape and breathe very deeply. Yeah, and then keep reaching forward and then gently begin to bring the hand to the earth, but ground just on the fingertips. And then just sink the heart a little bit. Yeah. Ooh. And then gently release to neutral. Everything just softens into tabletop, and we'll switch this out. I'm just going to switch directions. Left foot behind you, ground, balance, right hand, left hand sacrum, heart spins open, left hand reaches initially straight. Breathe here, and then a big inhale and exhale, arm over the head. Just keep reaching. Turn the ribs into a nice little crescent moon shape. Stay with the breath. Yeah. And then a nice big inhale and exhale. Reach further, further, further. Let the hand gently float to the earth. And then sink into the heart a little bit. And then big inhale and exhale, soften to neutral position. So we're back into tabletop. And then release the hips to the heels, coming into child's pose. So just relax into child's pose here. Yeah. And then gently inhale, come up and come to sit on the heels. So I'm going to do just a couple more asanas with you guys, but this is in the sequence that we do in Tantra Sadhana, and it has a breath retention both on the inhale and the exhale, so it can be a little heady, if you will, but it's coming up into Ustrasana, which is camel pose on an inhale, hands to the low back. I'm just demonstrating first. So we inhale, come on up, hold the breath in, and the concentration is in Muladhara, is in the base of the spine, as the breath is held in. And then we'll exhale and float out of it, and the hands reach forward, the palms come together, the forehead comes to the earth, and then the breath is held out, and the concentration is at the third eye. And then we'll inhale and come back up. So that's the sequence: 2 poses, 2 breath retentions, 2 concentrations on different subtle body features, Muladhara chakra and the third eye. And so stay with me here. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the low back. Inhale, come up into Ustrasana. Hold the breath in. Be mindful here, though. And then gently exhale, palms together, forehead to the earth, and concentrate on the third eye. Breath is held out. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, hands to the low back. Inhale, come up, camel, Ustrasana. Hold the breath in. Exhale, float out of it. Palms together, forehead, earth. Breath is held out, third eye concentration. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, hands to low back. Inhale, come up, camel, Ustrasana. Hold the breath in. Muladhara chakra concentration. Exhale, hold the breath out. Kurmasana, camel, or tortoise pose. Inhale to neutral. Oh yeah, that usually does it. Just notice any change in temperature, any sensations. And then we'll come into a seated position. So grab your stuff. Ooh. Just a couple simple little breathing practices can be so powerful. Ooh. And so the full yogic breath with kumbhak. So breath suspension at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale begin as time permits. When you do the full yogic breath, really work, if you will, the expansion of the belly as you initiate the inhale, the expansion of the ribs, the expansion of the chest as that inhale comes into the body. And then as you exhale at the very bottom, ensure that the belly button is drawing towards the spine to expand the breath and create that circular kind of thing of the diaphragm. And then with your next exhalation, just release the practice. Okay. Just going to feel the practice here. And then just gently open the eyes here. So I'm going to demonstrate what appears to be a really simple practice. And it is. I mean, it's a very simple practice, but energetically it can be really powerful. Okay. And so I want you to be mindful around this and make sure the space is cleared in front of you, that you're not real close to anything or behind you as well. Just saying, Won't go into that too much, but just make sure you got a lot of room in front of you and behind you. And so then the practice is we'll inhale the breath. And again, I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm going to inhale, hold the breath in, and then I'm just going to push the belly out and draw it to the spine very slowly. Three times, and then exhale the breath. No, I'm not done, so still demonstrating. Then I'll take an inhale, and then hold the breath out, and then three times. Slow pulsations of the abdominal wall with the breath held in and the breath held out. Okay, and then just be careful, be mindful. So exhale out all the breath. Take an inhale. Hold the breath in. Exhale. Catch breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Hold the breath out. And then belly pooches. Inhale your breathing. Just take a moment here. Let that integrate. We'll do one more round. So exhale out the breath completely. Inhale your breathing. Full yoga breath. Inhale. Hold the breath in. Exhale. And a catch breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. Hold the breath out. Pooch out the belly and suck it in. And just breathe normally here. Let that integrate. Okay. So just gently open the eyes here. So now we're going to do a practice where it doesn't have a name. Again, it's just part of my own exploration of breath. And the technique is we'll first pooch out the belly on an inhale and sharp exhalation. So we know that as Bhastrika Pranayam. So that's Bhastrika Pranayam. And then we'll do that 3 times. And then we'll inhale into the upper chest with the belly drawing to the spine. Right? And then we'll take a full yogic breath, inhale. And then capture the bandhas, do Triband Pranayam. Hold the breath in as long as comfortable with the root lock, throat lock, and then the chin lifts, exhale, and then the navel lock. And then that's 1 round of that practice. So we're chambering the breath, 3 belly breaths, 3 chest breaths. After the last chest breath, we take a big inhale, coming into Triband Pranayam, Muladhara, Jalandhara Bandh, prawns compressing, and then when you're ready to exhale, and then navel lock. So that's the practice. So let's give this a go. Just begin when you're ready. Just feel the effects of the practice here. Warming, purifying. And we'll do 1 more round. So 3 belly breaths, 3 chest breaths, and then Triband Pranayam, the 3 lock practice. Okay, so begin when you're ready. Just feel the effects of the practice. And then the next pranayama is a Brahmari Bihamin. And so, as a reminder, how this practice is done, and we'll just do it on the exhalation. So we'll take a full yogic breath on the inhale. And then as you exhale, you just hum and make a B sound. That's simply the practice. So Brahmari, be humming, and just as time permits. And so exhale your breathing, and then inhale at your own pace, of course. Just complete the round that you're on here. And feel the effects of the practice. Breathe into the belly here. So combination is called cosmic breathing. And then just notice if there's any tendencies for your energy to refine itself internally, if it's being, say, directed towards the head region, the third eye, or the heart region, hridayam, or if you have a preference of where you direct these subtle energies, select that. Heart or head, pelvic floor is always a good place to start too. Wherever it may be, just refine the direction of your awareness. And allow that little subtle, like direction of that perception guide the prana to seat and to connect itself to that location inside. So you select here. There's this commitment to stillness of the body. So if you need to make any little wiggles, little adjustments, that's fine, but get that kind of out of your system and get stable. And then once you're kind of in that stable position, relax actually into it. So sometimes there can be like this rigidity of holding, and we really want there just to be this allowing of stillness, allowing of presence. When anything is ever perfected, there's a fluidity that is present in that experience, something that's synced, refined with a sense of ease. And that may be one of the highest values that we could ever bring to our meditation practice. And then wherever you may be concentrating, we'll begin to connect to mantra internally. So inhaling the mantra of Om and exhaling Om in the location of your concentration. And again, relaxing into it. And then as you continue this meditation, allowing for the art of trying to subside a little bit, even the concentration to soften. And a sense of presence can overtake the sense of doing. Then gently begin to let the length of your breathing become very short and shallow, refined, but very shallow and short, really soft. The rapture of Om the highest practice of Ishvara Pranidhan, the continual chanting internally of Om. Ishvara Pranidhan, surrender to the divine. And then very gently here, let the mantra subside. Any concentration internally just dissolve. And then allow for whatever kind of awareness threads, just focus on the stillness, on presence. If thoughts appear in the mind, shadow them with the mantra of Om. And then go back to empty state. And very, very, very slowly let the breath deepen here. So then there's a recognition of the physical body and the recognition of the awareness state. One may perceive these as being separate or divided, and that's fine. They're inclusive and separate states of recognition or experience. One can stay connected to both realms. Let's bring hands to prayer here. One may take a moment and reflect back into the intention, the sankalpa. One may find the vibration of the intention is now in the rapture of presence and the just fluidity of emptiness. And that's fine. And we'll chant one Om together to complete our practice. And so just exhale the breath completely and then inhaling here. And just gently bow into the earth. Namaste. Oh. So just get a little closer here. Thank you, friends, for joining me here this afternoon and adapting with me. Little change of location and all that. And if you have any questions about the practices, please, send out a thing. Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, that just felt incredible here. And so, yeah, just let me know. And again, I'll be doing Saturday, Tuesday. That's my schedule. Saturday morning, 8:30, Tuesday noon. There'll be other things, retreats, stuff, planning, other things. And just keep the faith, stay in your practice, keep teaching yoga for those who are teaching, and love, peace. Love, peace, everyone. All right. Namaste.